Cheesy chicken broccoli tortellini is what we're cooking today. We're going to do this in our Ninja Foodi Smart Lid. And even though this does look like an awful lot of ingredients, this is a really simple meal. We'll go over all the ingredients as we use them. And to start this process off, I've got 4 boneless, skinless chicken thighs, and we're going to cook them, cool them, and cut them into cubes. Let's start with that. To your Ninja Foodi pot, add a cup of water. Add in your chicken thighs, chicken breasts, whatever you want to use for this meal. I've got these 4 really nice boneless, skinless chicken breasts, as I said before. Get these spread around. And we're going to pressure cook that because we need to get this chicken cooked up and cubed up for the rest of the recipe. I'm using the Smart Lid or the 1 lid. So if you're using the old one, just grab your pressure lid. For you guys with this one, just lower it down. For pressure mode, you will need to run your slider all the way to the left. Power up. Defaults to high pressure, which is good. Make sure you put your valve at the top to seal. Let me get up there for that one. So of course that's vent, and that position right there is seal. Default it to 10, which is all we need to cook up this chicken. You can go ahead and start. That's a preheat, anywhere from 5 to 8 minutes, and then the actual cooking time will begin. Once your chicken is cooked and out of the pressure cooker, let it cool for a couple minutes and go ahead and cube it up into bite-sized pieces. Put it in a bowl and just set it aside. And that was 12 minutes under pressure, perfectly cooked. Of course, I am using chicken thighs. If you're using chicken breasts and they're really large, you might want to give it an extra minute or 2, or just leave it under some natural pressure. Release. And so we're just going to cut this up now, cube it up, and get it over in a bowl. All right, once you get that all finished, rinse out your foodie pot, and let's move on to the next step. Switch your Ninja Foodi 1 pot over to sear sauté. Bring it down to H4. Fire it up. Add about a teaspoon or so of olive oil to the pot. 2 tablespoons, or to your liking, of minced garlic. I'm going to put 1 big heaping spoonful in there, which is a lot. I'm going to let that go for about 30 seconds, 40 seconds. We want to smell that aroma, hear that sizzle. Let me grab something to stir with. I think you can hear that sizzle. That's what we're after. Give that about, like I said, about 30 seconds or so. All right, that's that. To the pot, add 1 1/4 cup of chicken broth. 1 1/4 cup of chicken broth. Now that was at room temperatures. We're going to let that get back up to a sizzle. A simmer, I should say. Once your chicken broth gets back up to a boil there, we want to add in 1 cup of milk. Now obviously that's going to cool it back down. So we're going to bring that back to a boil, and you can go ahead and throw it up on H5 if you want to speed the process. And it'll only take a couple seconds now. While we're waiting for the milk and broth to boil, is a good time to add in a little seasoning. I think you know what I'm going to use. There you go. No surprise, huh? Anyway, we are coming to a boil. And when we get that a little better of a boil, we're going to throw in some cheese tortellini. This is a 19 ounces. These are little guys. They are triple cheese filled, by the way. These tortellinis are filled with ricotta, mozzarella, and romano. And we're going to be adding cream cheese and Parmesan to that. So this is going to be a super cheesy meal. Go ahead and dump your tortellinis in. And we want to stir that around. And get it back to a boil. And time it for about 2 to 3 minutes. Starting to boil again. Give it a little stir. And go ahead and set a timer somewhere for, let's do 2 minutes on this. Once you got your 2 minutes down, add in a few broccoli florets, many or as few as you like. Now, these are frozen. This is going to cool it down once again. So we'll have to get it back to a boil all over again, I think. Give her a stir. Oh, looks like we didn't kill the boil too bad there. So give it a stir. Try to get those broccolis down into the liquid. And go another 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Stirring along the way. Now on these lids, these smart lids, you can actually shut the lid while you're sear sauteing. That will speed the process. It'll bring things to a boil faster. So that's what we're going to do for the next 2 minutes. And finish that off, then we'll get the rest of the ingredients in. Hey guys, just so you know, I just went through, now that my broccoli is not frozen anymore, I went through and just cut it to size. Those were a little bigger than I wanted. I'm really looking for more of a bite-sized piece of broccoli. So I just go in and snip it real quick. Just make sure you don't hit the sides or the bottom of your pan. And that broccoli is just about finished. Here we go. Remember that chicken we cooked early on? First step? Well, back in the pot we go. Now, let's mix in the chicken. And I'm going to lower the temperature to H4 now. Just so you'll hear a beep. There you go. That's H4. And now for the good stuff. Into the pot, 8 full ounces of cream cheese. A full 8-ounce block. Yeah, the whole thing. We're going to let that melt. We're also going to add a half a cup of shredded parm. Please, please, please don't use the stuff in the shaker can. That is not Parmesan. Alright, so about a little half a cup. We're going to reserve some of this. A little garnish sprinkle on top. And now we are simply going to just melt the cheeses. Oh my goodness. Look at it already melting in there, guys. Woo! Now I'll give you... Oh, never mind. Break this big block up a little bit. Just let it melt. Gooey, melty, cheesy, goodness. It's the only word I can think of for this is cheesy goodness. Fresh from the Ninja Foodi One lid. Cheesy chicken tortellini. A little fresh shredded parm on top. What can I say about this one? Wow. I think I say wow every time I cook one of these, right? Well, it is wow. And I'll give you a little secret here. This is not the first time I've made this. I've made this multiple times in different devices. But I will say that this Ninja Foodi version is the best I've ever made it. It just cooks the chicken so tender and perfect under the pressure cooker, and then just combines all those flavors in the sear sauté. And make sure, if you're going to do this, make sure you try to find that tortellini with at least one type of cheese in it to add all that extra cheese flavor to it. That is just amazing. I've cooked a million things in these foodies. That's it's probably up in the top 10 right there. That's one that you just kind of make over and over. I want to thank everybody for watching. Hit that bell for me for notifications. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And leave me some comments. Let me know if you've tried something like this. Or even if you make this one, let me know how it comes out. I'm always curious on what variations other people do. And we'll see you real soon on the next video.